Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Aleksei Oleinik, Old Man Olineik, the boa constrictor against the polar bear, Serghei Spivak. So Aleksei's, wow, I mean, he's had 70-something fights. He's been around for ages. Incredibly good on the ground. I'm guessing he's some kind of Sambo world champion or some shit. He must be. Yeah, he must be a Sambo champ or some shit like that, or BJJ champ, whatever.
Not BJJ, but yeah, he's a Sambo guy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some Russians do BJJ as well. Ones that train in America.
Yeah.
But more likely Sambo. Yeah, more likely Sambo.
But this guy, like, he's very much wrestling of the old school, the Russian kind of style. Like, his submissions are old school wrestling submissions rather than BJJ submissions. It's like scarf holds.
Yeah. What's the Ezekiel thing that he does a lot? That's
was that the thing I was showing you in your flat?
I think it was. So you put pressure on. Is it you put? Yeah. It was. I think it was. He does that quite often, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's his thing. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I'm just googling it now. But that's his default move. Yes, it kind of looks like a head and arm choke from the top.
Yeah. And he got an arm bar against Maurice Green as well.
That's not saying a whole lot, to be honest. Maurice Green's not the best, but he is a beast on the ground, an absolute beast.
He is, yeah. He's a beast. He's a
the only guy I recall out grappling him was Verdum, who was tying him up in knots.
He beat Verdum though, didn't he? I'm not sure
how. He did.
I'm not sure how he won that fight.
Well, he lost on the ground against Verdum, but won on the feet. He beat the fuck out of him on the feet.
That's weird because I don't think Aleksei's striking is particularly good.
It's not. It's unsophisticated, but there's a lot of it.
It's quite wild. Yeah, it's quite wild.
And everything he throws is powerful.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. It is wild, as you said, but he also lands a fair amount.
Yeah, he does. Let's check the stats on that. 3.47. Not bad. He absorbs 3.85 though. Not great. Yeah. Makes sense though, because his whole style is I'll take a few just to get you down somehow.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty much.
He definitely wants to get it on the ground.
Exactly. Serghei Spivak, when he first entered the UFC, his striking was really poor. I think someone knocked him out in the first round. Can't remember who it was. But he's been was it Walter? Yeah. He's been improving, in my opinion. Decent jab. Definitely a better striker than Aleksei.
Well. I've got some things to say about Spivak's striking.
More sophisticated, I'd say. More yeah.
The thing is, he's got a really good jab, but he's got fast hands, right? So he fights a lot behind the jab. It lands, but he tends to over rely on the jab. If you're landing the jab, which he does clean, why not follow up with a combination? So Spivak's got the makings of a good boxer. He's got fast hands. He's explosive, and he looks good going forward. There's no head movement. He doesn't counter, and he's got no footwork. So I think a fight that kind of sums up his striking is that fight against Carlos Felipe. For the first round, he's lighting up Felipe with the jab, but then Felipe comes back, starts timing it, he uses some technical boxing, puts the pressure on Spivak. Then Spivak kind of falls apart. He just doesn't.
A close fight, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Spivak got him on the ground in rounds 2 and 3 because he was struggling with the stand up.
Yeah.
And I think did Spivak finished him, I think. Or no, decision. Yeah.
I think it was a decision. He outlanded him 73-44 as well.
Did he? Fuck.
Yeah. And he took him down 3 times. I don't think he's going to elect to take Aleksei down.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because Spivak does have a wrestling background, and we saw
Yeah,
that against Felipe. We saw that against Taito Avasa,
his
against
takedowns
Gerald
are pretty good.
Vendara.
Yeah, his takedowns are pretty good.
I'm not sure. He tends to get takedowns off leg kicks, and they tend to work.
Yeah,
Um, but in terms of getting a solid double leg in the center of the cage or a single leg, that's not really his thing.
I've seen him do it though. I mean, it's not overall his thing, but I think he's got better takedowns than Aleksei. I don't think Alexi's got good takedowns. He's got a decent single leg, but he kind of pulls guard. He just finds a way of getting people down. I can't explain it. He kind of grapples them. He doesn't really have a solid double leg, a fast double leg, or anything like that.
Yeah, but he does get them to the ground
But
somehow.
yeah, exactly. He gets people to the ground somehow.
Mm.
He ties them up against a cage, or he clinches with them in the middle of the cage.
Yeah,
Sorry, in the middle of the octagon. He gets people down somehow, and that's probably reflected in his takedown average. 2.38. Yeah, it's not bad.
yeah, that's all right. The thing is about Spivak's takedowns, I don't think they're that great. And when he's fought guys with a wrestling base like Marcin Tybura, for example, he's trying to go for judo hip tosses, grab them by the head to do a hip throw,
Yeah, you don't want to do that at heavyweight.
and it just didn't work. He ends up on
Yeah.
the bottom. So the wrestling against a higher caliber fighter like Tybura, it just doesn't work, and then he's just lost. So I personally do not see Spivak taking down Olineik.
I think
If
he could, but I don't think he would elect to do so.
you think he can get Olineik down, bearing
Yeah,
in
I think
mind
he could.
Olineik's wrestling pedigree?
Olineik's not a wrestler. He's sambo, isn't he? His takedown defense is 33%. He's a sambo guy. I don't think he's a freestyle wrestler.
Mm.
His takedowns are not. They're not. You know like you just know a wrestler, as in, you could just tell by the way how quickly they double leg someone. Like for instance, over the weekend, different weight category, but what's his name, Movsar. You know straight away from his takedowns that he's a wrestler.
Mm.
Tybura's a wrestler, you can tell. Um, I don't think Alexi's a wrestler. I think he's a pure sambo guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a decent single leg, but I've never seen him double leg someone in the middle of the ring or anything. Sorry, in the
I
middle of
can't
the
remember him
cage.
doing that either.
Yeah,
Um, all right. So
but he does find a way to take people down though.
yeah, I think we're going
Yeah.
to agree that if this goes to the ground, Olenek will probably bum Spivak on the ground.
Yeah, probably somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but bearing in mind that Olenek against Derek Lewis, considering that Olenek was giving up probably 50 pounds to Lewis, was out grappling him. Now, obviously, Lewis has no real BJJ or anything or wrestling,
No, he doesn't.
but he was reversing Derek Lewis when he was on top of him. He was getting position
And
on
you got him
Derek
in one
Lewis.
submission. Well, I remember watching that fight. There was one.
He
There
got
was
him in.
one submission. Was it two?
I counted three. It was basically
I
two
thought
scarf
Lewis would
hold.
tap out to one of them. I actually thought Lewis might tap out to one of them.
Which one?
It
The
looked
scarf hold or the armbar?
the scarf hold, I think it was.
Yeah, we've got him like this, choking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Lewis's head is just too big for that, and Oleinik
Yeah, he's a
is
big
too
dude.
small. But yeah, he nearly had him. I think.
Yeah.
He also threatened the armbar at the end of that round as well. But yeah, I mean, I think Oleinik has got the advantage over Spivak on the ground. So if you're Spivak and you're not confident against Oleinik on the ground, which he shouldn't be, in my opinion, do you think he can beat him on the feet?
I think he can. Yeah. Given Olenek's last performance against Dalkaus, although Dalkaus is a more sophisticated striker than Spivak, I think if Spivak keeps him at the end of the jab, throws some combos, throws some low leg kicks, but pretty quick because you don't want Oleinik catching them, I think he could win. He could win on the feet. And he's got good takedown defense as well. I
Mm,
think he's got pretty high takedown defense. Let me check. 75%. That's not bad.
mm. He hasn't really faced wrestlers apart from Tabora.
Yeah, but again, like Olineik's not really a wrestler. He's but he does find a way of getting people down.
So Spivak's striking against Olinik. People are kind of hot on Spivak striking. And yeah, the jab is good, it's hard, it's stiff. When he elects to go forward and elects to go first, yeah, he looks decent. But again, he doesn't fight going backwards. He has no head movement. He has no footwork. And I think if Olinik pressures him, which he is wont to do,
yeah,
in a lot of his fights, I think Olinik Spivak might be overwhelmed. The thing is, if Spivak was a great counterpuncher, and Olinik is throwing overhand rights like this, then yeah, you'd probably give it to Spivak.
You'd KO him.
But Spivak's boxing is that.
Yeah.
That's not really capitalizing on Olinik's weaknesses.
He could do if he stays on the outside and just avoids a takedown.
He could.
Yeah.
But the issue with that is, I mean, Olinik, he's going to have to maintain space to do that. I'm not sure Olinik is going to give him that space because he tends to push forward, at least for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, Olinik gasses because he's just so fucking old now. Like
he gasses, yeah, because he's old, and also his output in the first 2 rounds is insane.
Yeah, and it's very grappling heavy as well, which obviously takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, and he's throwing everything into every shot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
think he's turning 44 in the next few weeks.
Well, that's another thing. At the age of 44, at some point something's
June 20. Yeah.
Reactions are going to go. Something's going to change because of age, and
exactly.
Suddenly,
kind of saw that against Dalkas and Lewis as well. Didn't look great on the feet, but he never has really, to be honest.
So that fight against Dalkas,
he got fucked up.
Yeah, he got fucked up in the striking. He made a mistake. So he grabbed Dalkas by the head. I think he's trying to pull him down to the ground into an Ezekiel choke. I think that's what the commentator said. But he didn't get it, so he just kind of sat on his ass on the ground. And then Dalkas is on top of him. Then he had to work hard to get back up. Which was a mistake. I don't know whether that's a function of age, a function of maybe he's lost the energy, the explosivity. I don't know, but yeah, he got fucked up on the feet.
He's been knocked out 9-10 times, I think, in his career.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Against Derek Lewis, I thought he looked decent.
Yeah, he didn't look bad. He didn't look great on the feet, but he looked good on the ground.
You're not going to look great on the feet against Derek Lewis?
Yeah, probably not.
And then the fight before that was Verdum. He looked great on the feet.
That fight came out of nowhere.
But then the counterpoint to that is Verdum is also old.
Yeah.
But
still beating people though.
Still dangerous, yeah. His grappling game is still sick.
Yeah.
This is such a tough one. On
It's a tough one. I'm leaning more towards Serghei just because of his age and his record, and I do think he's a better striker overall. Although he's not the most sophisticated striker, I think he's better than Aleksei. I also think he's bigger than Aleksei too.
He is by
which
20
will play
pounds.
A factor. Yeah, which will play a factor in the striking.
But still smaller than a lot of fighters Olineik has faced. So.
Yeah, but then Olineik's got those guys down and submitted them. Or Yeah, I mean, everyone Oleg faces, I guess, is probably bigger than him. He's not really that big, is he, for a heavyweight?
No, he's 220, so he should be a light heavyweight.
240 it says here, but UFC's got mistakes all over the place. Yeah, he's probably about 230, I think. 230-ish. Yeah, it said 235 here. Yeah, sounds about right. It says 260 for Spivak.
So the thing is, if I'm Spivak, I'm scared to get it to the ground. If I'm Spivak, I've got my jab and that's it. And then my jab kind of loses its punch, loses its pop into round 2. So I'm probably not landing that as much as I'd like to.
Yeah, but he's got the old 1-2s and stuff as well. He's KO'd a few people, hasn't he? You can't just KO people via jabs.
Well,
you KO the guy, Jared, whatever.
That was ground and pound.
Oh, was that ground and pound?
Yeah.
And he subbed Tai Tuivasa. I didn't know that.
So he hasn't knocked anybody out on the feet. He hasn't got a finish on the feet.
No. Maybe he does outside of the UFC. He probably does. He's a heavyweight.
Everyone's got finishes, outside the UFC. The thing, if I'm Spivak, Spivak doesn't really like to engage. He's quite hesitant. I'm just not convinced Spivak has the right style for Olineik.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. And I'm kind of leaning more towards Spivak because of the age thing. I just think Olineik's fucking old, man. He's taken a beating the last 2 fights.
He has.
And he's looking like he's seriously slowing down.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, he did get banged. I think that was a really late stoppage against Dalkaus. He was getting banged.
Yeah, well, he got battered.
Yeah, I think was it Herb Dean officiating that fight? Classic Herb Dean late stoppage.
Let them die, mate.
Let them
die. Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's a tough one though. It's tough. It's always tough at heavyweight. You never know what, Yeah.
I mean,
I'm leaning slightly more towards the polar bear.
I'm undecided at present, but let's look at who Spivak has beaten. He's beaten Jared Vandeira. Who the fuck is he? He's beaten Carlos Felipe, who's like 8-1 or something, very new to the UFC. And he's beaten
in the UFC. Jared Vandeira.
Harry Hunsucker. That was a Dana White Contender Series.
Okay, and then he's beaten Justin Taffer. He wasn't the best fighter in the world. Still a win in the UFC.
So the guys. So when Spivak faces, guys like Martin Tibura, Walt Harris, who are a level above, he's only landing 26 shots against Tibura.
Yeah, I think Tibura, he had the wrong game plan. As you said, trying to do judo fucking tosses in the middle of a.
But that's his game. That's his level, right? I mean.
No, I think he's improving. He's young. Remember, he's only 26, dude. You're so when he fought Tabora when he was 25. You're going to make those kind of mistakes early on in your career, and I think this is that range of age where he's just going to kind of pick up on things.
That's true. You can fix a lot of mistakes in a very short amount of time when you're 26.
Yeah. 26, but for a heavyweight, that's really young.
It is, yeah.
So, but if Aleksei gets him down, he could fucking choke him to death. It's a tough one.
I guess it comes down to the odds.
Yeah.
You're kind of swaying me with your age argument there. It's like 22 years younger or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big gap, dude.
Yeah. Not 20. That would make Olineik 48, but.
Yeah.
Dude's old. That's my point.
Old man Olineik, and not just old. He's taking a battering in a lot of fights.
Yeah.
I would like him to win though, because that means he'll have 60 wins on his record, which is phenomenal.
It would, yeah. I like to see these guys, old guys, winning.
60 wins, dude. That's mad.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Okay, so who do you think is the favourite?
yeah, it's got to be Spivak, I think.
What odds are you going for Spivak?
Go minus 200.
Yeah, minus 225. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
And Olineik is plus 175.
Question: What are the odds for Olineik round one submission?
Okay. Olineik round one submission plus 700. Round two plus 1100.
Okay.
Round three plus 1300.
Yeah, he's
Probably.
not going to make it to round three.
He gets too tired in round three.
Yeah.
But rounds one and two.
What about Spivak? TKO KO round one.
Don't you see that happening? Spivak. Did you say round one KO?
Yeah. Round one and round two. Just interested.
Plus 188 for round one.
Fuck that.
Plus 500 for round two.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not really too sure about this fight for the parlays.
No.
Maybe an individual bet.
I'm trying to think. Maybe Spivak decision win and Olineik submission win. That might work.
Yeah. Yeah. So
how does Spivak win this? Bearing in mind he doesn't finish people on the feet.
Yeah, but Olineik's got a suspect chin now, dude. Man's got banged.
But Spivak, he's not a power puncher. He's not throwing big bombs.
It's heavyweight, dude. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and he's not throwing big bombs. I mean, he's heavyweight. He doesn't throw big bombs.
I think he could. I think he could KO him on the feet. It's not going to go to decision. Olineik's not going to get to a decision, dude. He'll get so tired that Spivak will TKO him. I think that's more likely than it going to decision. Has Olineik gone to decision? Has lost? Let's see when he lost. Went to decision. He went to a decision. Okay.
And he fucking won.
And he won. And before that, it was against some guy whose name I can't. Daniel Polish name.
Yeah.
2016. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe a decision.
Yeah, so Spivak decision, then Olineik. Round one and round two sub.
I think round two.
And I think the numbers probably work for that.
Yeah.
So Spivak, I'll just do it here. Spivak by points. Olineik submission. Round one, round two.
Let me Google old man Olineik. Oh, he's the American top team. Yeah, Styles Combat Sambo. Oh, and he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Is he?
International Master of Sports in Combat Sambo, which is basically like a black belt. 4th degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. And then a
Fair.
black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Nice.
Under
See?
Ricardo Labora, who I've actually met.
Have you?
Yeah, he came down to LFF once.
What did you say to him?
No, I didn't even know who he was. He asked me to take a picture of him and someone else. And then after that, I realized who he was.
Okay.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, so the numbers, if we're doing Spivak, decision win, plus Olineik round 1 and round 2 submission, we make money in any of those scenarios. You have to play around with the numbers, but it works.
Genius. Just genius.
Yeah.
Can't argue with genius.
Exactly. So.
Just can't.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that then. I do want old man Olineik to win though.
So do I. I think I should put him in the Hall of Fame, just for fighting this long.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Who the fuck's had that many fights?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
There are guys who've had a similar number of fights. Tony Lopez, for example. Do you know who Tony Lopez is?
No.
Tony Lopez used to be in the UFC. He's also on Bully Beatdown on MTV back in the day.
Okay.
He's now, I think he now does bare knuckle as well as MMA fights. He's basically the guy that all heavyweights beat on the regional circuit before they come to the UFC. And
how many fights has he had?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
But I'm assuming he's lost a lot, whereas Olineik's record is actually quite good.
Oh yeah, I mean Tony Lopez is a human punching bag at this point. He's about 50.
Like Olineik's beat 159 fights. That's very impressive.
So Tony Lopez is 64 and 32.
Yeah, that's not great.
And he's 47.
Hey, fair enough. He's won 64 fights.
Yeah.
He can't be completely shit.
Yeah, he's 47 and he's still fighting.
Wow. So he's going. It's leading to 100 then.
Yeah, 96, 4 to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That is actually mental. Well, I think that's it for this one. Is there anything else that I think we've summed this up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sort of gather my thoughts. So, I think if Olineik hadn't got banged by Daukaus at the age of 43 in his last fight, I'd be hotter on Olineik. But as you said, the age thing is the inescapable factor here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd probably see a lot of value in Olineik, because I don't think Spivak is. I don't think his striking is that great.
He's not great. No, he's not in the top 15. He's outside of the top. He must be like number 20 or something.
Yeah, but what's his record in the UFC? 2-3, something.
His record in the UFC is he's won 3 fights, 3-2.
3-2. Yeah.
It's not too bad for a heavyweight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Most heavyweights are, not very consistent. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. We'll have a look at the other fights soon. We've got Korean Zombie and Dan Ige as the headliner.
Who do you think wins that?
I'm not sure. I need to watch some of Dan Ige's fights because he's AKA and AKA are very wrestling heavy. And I think if he uses a wrestling heavy game plan, he could win. But I'm not sure if he wrestles that much.
I had the impression that Dan Ige had pillow hands, but then he knocked out.
He KO'd
Gavin Tucker.
Recently. Yeah. Davey Grant's fighting Marlon Vera.
Davey Grant might win that.
Mean left hook, Davey Grant. He's got a mean left hook.
I think Marlon Vera's overrated because he beat what's his name?
He
Sean.
did beat him. You don't have to do that. He beat him.
He beat Sean. What's his name?
Boy, Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley.
Uh,
But basically, Sean O'Malley's his foot got fucked up. I don't know. It wasn't a legitimate win in my eyes.
Nah, if they had a rematch, Sean O'Malley would probably fuck him up.
Yeah. Not least because Sean O'Malley should be a lightweight. He's fucking enormous.
Huge.
Fighting people much smaller
He's
than him.
Fuck that guy up. Who's he fighting soon? Smoker, right?
Oh yeah, that'll be just death in the ring.
Davy Grant's got a mean left hook. Very mean. And he can take a lot of punishment. This will be a good fight. I'm looking forward to this one.
Davy's old. That's a fact.
He's old, yeah, but he's tough as shit. Where's he from? Is he from Yorkshire or he's somewhere in the north?
He trains at SBG in Manchester. I've been to that gym.
Okay. Is it any good? It must be.
Not for the plebs who do the group sessions. Far too many people packed in a tiny space.
Oh, really?
It just doesn't work.
Fair enough. Matt Brown. Christ, he's still fighting. Yeah, it's a pretty shit card. All right, well, I think that's it for this one. I think so. Let's do some official predictions to make it fun. I think. Fucking hell, this is tough. I think Spivak's going to TKO the boa constrictor in round 2.
I think Spivak wins via decision. Yeah. But Olineik could also win this via submission.
Yeah. There's definitely an avenue for Olineik to win. I'll give it a 30-35% submission chance.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. If he gets him down, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Sick. Another sick podcast.
Just amazing. We're just too good.
Yeah.
We're just too good. I would like to see Olineik do something like, what's his name? Paul Craig did. That would be pretty cool.
Remind me, what did Paul Craig do?
He fucking broke Jamel Hill's
Oh,
arm.
of course. Oh, yeah.
That was mad. What the fuck was the ref thinking?
Well,
also, that ref was a pensioner. He was about 80 years old.
But the thing, refs don't tend to stop arm breaks, like, for some reason.
That's fucked up.
They won't let you hit the back of the head, but they'll let you completely just rip an elbow apart. But Jamal Hill didn't tap. He did not tap.
No, he didn't. No, tough dude. He didn't tap. Tough and stupid. He should have tapped.
So that's like 3 months out. No training.
More than that, I think. More than that.
Yeah.
More than that. Dude, his fucking arm was like, it's not 3 months. It's got to be more than 3. That's like,
God knows.
With the physiotherapy and, getting back into actual training, that's got to be 6 to 9 months, I think.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, it's a stupid move.
Yeah.
Craig's the Scottish Damien Meyer. What can we say?
He's really sick. He is a sick.
Very good on the
ground.
Very good on the ground. All right. Well, I think we've covered this one. So thanks for watching, everyone. Just to reiterate, I've got Spivak to TKO Olineik in round 2, and Andrew.
Well, you're making 2 predictions for 2 different people.
No, I said I've got Spivak to TKO Olineik in round.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm going to say Spivak decision.
Spivak decision. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.